down in the El Centro district of Veracruz. And they're watering the trees and the plants. Pretty great. It's beautiful down here. It's getting me. Some of it's blowing my way. I was in this parking spot where this guy is cleaning, and they do clean the streets every day on Sunday morning. I had been there since Friday. Came down, well, really just on a lark. My car had been needing a battery jump, and taxi driver over at the Hotel Mar y Tierra said, do it now, do it now. And I said, well, 80 pesos is what they charge in Xalapa. And he said, 150 we charge here. And I got him down to 100. When I got him down to 100, I said, do it. So 10 o'clock in the morning, I was here in the beautiful Parque Zamora, which I love so much. So got here on Friday. Sometime on Thursday, I had made a video about how lax is the parking enforcement in Mexico. I said up in Xalapa, you can get towed if you're in a dangerous spot, but I've never seen any signs of parking tickets, never anything like that. No. So when I got here, I parked in this spot over here, and really just didn't look at anything. Didn't look at this sign out here. Maybe you can see that you have to pay for your parking. So, whoa, he's putting out a fume there. It's an old truck. Most of the public service trucks in Mexico, most of the trucks period in Mexico are old. So I did not notice people walking up to the station over there and putting in their credit cards and stuff. No, I just went about my business. So I went down to the Coppel store, which about 4 blocks down that way. Wonderful store that I've used in many cities, and used the Wi-Fi over there and stuff, and came back for a break. It was kind of a hot day that day. It's cooler now. Windy days blew in, but it's supposed to get warm. By cool, I'm saying 64. Sorry, Iowa. My stepbrother in Iowa and all the caucus goers in Iowa. So I came back around noon to take a break in my car, my big camper van. And, well, I saw the yellow. There's a lot of yellow there, but there was extra yellow. And I hadn't seen a boot applied to a car to immobilize it for a long time, but I had one. I had one, and I couldn't resist laughing. You fool. You just did that whole video about lax parking enforcement in Mexico, and here, they didn't just give you a ticket. They did give me a ticket, which is up on the windshield. And then, a lovely, really beautiful woman who was parking like the equivalent of a meter maid, goes around in a 10-stall bat, came by, and she said, yeah, you were supposed to, in Spanish, she said, you were supposed to pay over there. And I said, yeah, I got this boot. And she said, yeah, they're new. We're the first city in this part of Mexico to use them. They're really amazing. And, like, she was so thrilled, and she was like really happy to tell me about that. And I said, well, what do I do to get it off? She says 250 pesos, and here's the address. And I wrote down the address where I had to go, the Palace of Government, which actually is way up there. Yeah, so fast forward, the main thing I came downtown for was to buy a magnetic back charger for this phone, because the regular port doesn't work, and the only way to keep this phone charged is through the back, and all the cheap accessories never do it. I had a genuine Apple, which I lost through situation I went through with a woman who ended up with all my stuff. So, I was waiting for money to come from my friend Lee. I had sent him a couple of voice messages on WhatsApp, and my phone was almost totally out of battery. I never even got around to checking those messages to make sure they were clear. They weren't. He couldn't hear them, didn't pay attention to them on Friday. On Saturday, he says, well, by the way, what were you trying to tell me? And so I spent Friday night down here, which traffic really calmed down at night. It was fine. It was fine here. And so he sent me the money. I went back to the Coppell, got the charger from a fabulous, beautiful woman named Anel at the front end, who was really interested. So many Mexicans are really friendly and interested in gringos. So she and the whole front end team were really nice and interested in my YouTube channel, and she said she'd sign up to be a subscriber to my YouTube, which is great. So I also had to go back to her to get directions to where to pay the parking on a Saturday. And I had gone online and saw that most of the city offices were closed on Saturday, but certainly there's going to be, this is a magnificent. When I got here on Friday, there was a long line for some kind of concert. Must have been like an 11 a.m. or noon concert in that place. I bet that's an amazing, amazing hall. But I had to walk down there to get to the Palace of Government, and certainly they had to be open. Somebody had to be open so you could pay and get your boot taken off. So it's beautiful government buildings. That's really the old part. Went through some beautiful places, and got up to the spot where my GPS said it was supposed to be, and everything was closed. And I asked somebody, and he says, no, around the other side there's a place that's open. No, that wasn't true. But there was a wonderful woman standing out there who worked in that office, and she said, let me call my boss. So she called the guy who's the head of parking enforcement. He came out on his motorcycle, cool young guy, and very nicely apologized and said, you can't pay until Monday. The office is closed until Monday. So I said, okay. It's exciting downtown. I thought, okay, we'll stay downtown. And the street over there, where that bus just came from, is a big shopping street. Big shopping street with fabulous American stores and fabulous Mexican stores. And on Saturday afternoon, it was like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, it was all closed off. The whole street was empty, and I could walk down the middle of the street, which is something I like to do. I do. And it was very festive, and no one could explain to me why it was closed off. When I got to the foot of it down there was a parking traffic guy there where the yellow barricades were. And he said, yeah, it's for the March of the Niños. And there were a bunch of little kids dressed in beautiful indigenous garb. And I went up to the most beautiful mother there and said, what's the deal? And she said, March of the Niños, 6 p.m. We end up, I think she said Zocalo, which is where people have been telling me the dancing is. So I said, oh, good. Well, good. I'll come back for that. So I went back to the car and found the boot gone. The boot was gone. Irony on top of irony. I'm glad I wasn't too pissed off about not being able to pay, because the boot was gone. And what I figure is, when they close that office for the weekend, they also go around and take off all the boots, so you're not stuck. So that was great. So I sat in the car for a while and did some stuff. And then I heard music. Oh no, first I go back over here to be 6 o'clock to catch the parade. And as I walked up to that corner where that motorcycle just went through, there were no barricades, and traffic was moving as normal on that street. The parade obviously was long gone. I missed the parade. So this looked like a bad thing, right? Are you catching on that this is one of my stories about first it looks bad, and then it looks good, and then it turns around and gets bad again. So, because I missed the parade, there was a band playing in here, in this place. There was like a 6-piece band, and probably 60 or 80 old people, they're mostly old people, out dancing to this music. And the music the band was playing was classic American rock and British rock with Spanish lyrics, done pretty badly. No one in the band, as far as I could tell, could carry a tune, but they were very enthusiastic and very loud. So loud that to make my video, and I did make a little video, I had just a little bit of memory left in the phone at that point. I made a little video that I think is up on my YouTube now about my enchanted Saturday. Yeah, which it was. And just continued to be that way. And it continues to be that way. Mexico. It scrambles my brain, which is very good. Why I'm downtown today. I never intended to be downtown today. That was not my plan when I left my car at the Hotel Mar ETR, where it's been since I left here on Sunday. Yeah, it was an amazingly short walk. I took a different route, and I don't know how that different route made it so short, but it was real short getting down here. So, yeah, things are not really open yet. I guess it's 8:20. I think I'll spend the day downtown. So, hi folks. Have a good day from Mexico. Veracruz. I gotta learn that song. Where's the song?